Have you heard of
I th
Victoria with the pink hair?
I think so. I kind of
Maybe he
remember.
mentioned it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll try to find a spot or something where I can put up my phone.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm trying to find a document that I have in OneDrive.
You know, the memorial card which got people got at the hospital at the funeral.
Yes.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's nice with his dog.
Mm. And his sister also made a video which he was playing at the funeral. She also used like a couple of the photos I sent her from us. So we were only playing her video, not mine, at the funeral, which I was actually pretty glad of because a lot of emotions, of course.
Yeah, I understand.
Dude, I almost fainted when I was carrying the coffin. It was weird.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. It's hard. I think that's when it hits you, you know? The reality of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it basically hit me as soon as I entered the church. I was done.
Trying to find
Can I say that? Yeah, I can. I can say that. Jenny's daughter was at the funeral.
yeah, I mean
No,
she's
and she
what,
was
10
like
years old?
9. She just got 9, I think, or is getting 9 right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
And she also wrote a couple of words. I mean, they never met, sadly, but still,
Yeah.
you know. And she looks so much alike him. What the hell? And has even
I
more
never
ADHD than him.
I never met her. But I knew
Yeah,
of her.
I'm gonna try
I
to.
was aware. Jannie told me a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, you told me.
Oh yeah. I remember. We spoke about it.
Hmm. I didn't even know it.
This happened a long time ago, and I think it was mostly repressed because obviously, you know, this is not something that you talk about a lot, and
Yeah,
not something that
of course.
you know. But nevertheless,
Hmm.
yeah, he left something behind, you know, in a way.
Yeah, that's what I said as well. You know, we have a Johnny Jr. At
Yeah,
least, if you can say that.
yeah,
And his family is so nice. They're so cute. Lovely people.
mm.
Also his grandparents. Sweet as fuck.
I never met the grandparents.
Yeah, me neither. I met her, the grandmother at the funeral, at least. And yeah, it was like, you know, she doesn't know me. I don't know her. We were conversating, but we both didn't really know what to say. But it's completely normal at circumstances like this. Yeah.
Of course.
Also nice to see you again, Dora. Dora. Fuck.
Oh, thank you.
Long time not here, not me.
It's kind of unfortunate we see each other
Yeah.
on these kind
Yeah.
of right?
Yeah.
You're right. The circumstances are not ideal.
Yeah.
But how have you been doing?
Fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say a lot of words because I'm ugly crying myself, so sorry.
You're what?
I'm just crying, you know. I
Yeah.
No.
No worries. You don't have to say shit.
say a lot of things. Thanks.
Yeah, it's understandable. I'm trying to. So I'm recording the Discord window, but every time I open a text that I wrote, it freezes this window, right? So I want to.
Can't you record the whole screen?
Yeah, I could, but then I want to also be able to
Okay, thanks.
just have focus on the Discord for now.
Table for you.
I'm just gonna send it myself an email.
Who you see in the background? That's Victoria.
Okay. Is the daughter also there? No.
Pardon?
Jannie's daughter.
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, okay.
She was at the funeral.
Okay.
And his like the mother of his daughter joined when we were going to the Burger King after the funeral.
I see.
I think she wasn't at the funeral, right?
What?
The mother of Jenny's daughter was not at the funeral, I think.
Yeah, but she was in the background.
Oh, okay, she was. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She was at the funeral. I just didn't see her.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, no, didn't see a lot at the funeral, to be honest. Tried to shut off as much as I can.
Yeah, of course, I understand. Okay, I think maybe 5 more minutes, and then we see who else joins.
Should I try contacting some people, or
If
who
you
have you?
want,
Have you been writing people as well?
but they know it was
Okay.
around this time. Hopefully, they will join by themselves. I know that.
Anna. Yeah, I just wanted to say I contacted Anna and someone else, Saduna as well. But Saduna is working, so I don't know.
Saduna left me a message to read out, so I will speak for her in a way.
Okay.
And I also spoke
Perfect.
to Rodlers half an hour ago. He was at work, so he's also probably. I mean, he called me from work, but yeah, maybe he'll join later on. If not, it's okay. Let's just give them a few minutes.
Should I hold my phone the whole time, or should wait? I'm just gonna put it somewhere. Oh my god! Oh, it's gonna break out like that.
All right, I have the text now. It's working. So let's just wait a little bit.
Oh yeah, fixed it. No, it's not all shaky the whole time.
Yeah, that works.
And I'm having some troubles.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Hello. I'm on my phone, so Discord is very, very glitchy.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm also on the train on the phone. It's gonna be buggy.
We're just waiting a few more minutes to see if someone else joins.
Come on, hold up. But out to a few people. Just let them know that it's gonna be held now. Maybe they don't read the group or something. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, yesterday I announced the time to be roughly now, plus minus 1 hour, and a few people wrote me, not many, but a few people who wanted to at least be in the server. But you know how it is. Sometimes people, they have busy lives, and so it might just be a few people. So that's okay.
Why is my camera so zoomed? What?
It's okay. It works.
I don't know. I can see my forehead only.
No, we see the whole face.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm trying to go somewhere not as busy.
Okay. We don't hear anything. We only hear you talk.
Oh, okay. That's great.
So Max, what do you think of the idea of we can start if people want to say a few words? We can start with the people who are maybe on their phones and they don't have a lot of time or internet, mobile internet, something like this. So if they want to get it started, because obviously I have Wi-Fi here, I can be here for most of the time, and whoever is just joining for a brief time, maybe we can start with those people if they want to say something at all. I don't know if Max, you're muted right now.
Talking the whole time, nice. Yeah, sure. let's do it like that. That sounds like an idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I put the camera on me or should I put it on the photos? I don't know.
I mean, you can leave it on the photos if you want to say something. You can. I think we can
Yeah,
already start
yeah.
because it's already past the time we agreed on. If you want, you can start, Max. If you want to say something, if you want to tell us about how the funeral was, the kind of people you met, words that were shared, if you want, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I can try to find the words or to like. So it was a beautiful funeral. I mean, can a funeral be beautiful? I don't know. But it was a little bit proper. So hot. It's in Norway and it's pretty hot. It's absurd. Okay, so it started at 12:30, and it started with reading out some testaments, I guess, about love and happiness and just those typical Bible verses which get read out at the beginning of a funeral. And then I think the second was like there was the daughter of Jannie, which is 9 years old now. She wrote down some things which the priest was a girl. She was also reading it out. And I think after that there has been a lot of singing, but all in Norwegian. Victoria told me what it means. Like the songs, it's about relief and pain and losing someone you love. And yeah, it was just really sad. And the video that Jenny's sister made, I'm gonna post it in the group as well. It's just from the beginning when he was like super small until the end basically, and it perfectly represents the way he was like.
I think we're losing Max. He's on the train.
So asking me to carry the coffin. So
okay.
Me and yeah. Do you still?
Yeah.
I hope you can still
we
get
hear
me.
you. We hear you. Yeah, continue.
Okay. So yeah, in the end, I was carrying the coffin with his dad, sister, and two other friends. I think it was two other friends, a best friend and another friend, because there were actually three people that should make it. They were arranged, but one of them just couldn't do it. He couldn't stop crying and shaking and everything. So yeah, another friend had to jump in. this was like basically the last goodbye, bringing him to the car in the coffin, and now he's on the way to the crematorium, like where he gets burned. I already said that I already mentioned to Coda that he's not getting buried, he's getting burned. And I hope I'm still connected. It doesn't look like it. Shit.
One question from me: was it an open casket? Like, were you able to see him, or was it closed?
No,
Okay.
it was a closed one.
Okay.
I think because I don't know, you know it better medically, but it was 3 weeks, like 3 weeks ago when he passed away. So maybe I don't know. I thought maybe it would be a little bit too late, or like it wouldn't look as normal anymore, or as we would like, Jenny. But I have no idea if it's that.
I'm not too sure either. Obviously, there are like a little off topic. Of course, certain processes start after even a few days. But like to of decomposition and such things. But I think they can still use certain chemicals and certain materials to preserve the body tissue. But I'm not an expert on this. I only know that sometimes even after many days they can still have open caskets and so on. But it's okay. So now Max is on his way to Porsgrunn, right?
Yeah, I'm just getting out of the train right now.
Okay, he's getting out. To what are you doing now? You're like putting the ashes out,
I'm
right?
going to Victoria's Place, also a friend from Jannie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I had to pay shit ton for the hotel yesterday, and she was providing me a housing for today.
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna turn off shit because I'm
Okay.
getting out. I'm walking,
All right.
but I'm gonna be here.
Okay. Thank you, Max. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I also prepared something. Like I said to the people who are here right now, like I'm recording the video of it with the audio, so we can later send it to whoever is interested in hearing it or watching it. I'm also gonna read out a message or a small text I wrote about my own thoughts, brief thoughts. I wrote a lot, like many pages, but then I realized it's better to summarize it, so it's not too much to lose yourself in a lot of like memories and things like that. I wrote a smaller text, and then also Saduna, maybe some of you know her. She was also part of this server for some time. She also wrote me a text that I should read out. But if anyone else wants to say something that's, maybe you're on short time, maybe you have to go soon, or you don't have a lot of, mobile internet or battery or something left. If you want to say something, now is the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna read my text.
I think it's okay if you read your text, I guess.
Okay. Anastasia, do you have anything to say, or do you want to just listen for now?
I'll listen for a bit.
Okay. All right.
I can add up a tiny bit, which I told the people at the funeral as well.
Yeah.
Which was helping some people a little bit to grab on. It's like we shouldn't think about who we have lost. We should think about what we have experienced with him. Like the times we had and stuff.
Yeah, that's very.
Like we should actually appreciate that we have known someone like Jannie.
Absolutely, I agree. I was thinking a lot of the loss that he meant to me personally. Many people here, and some people may not, but I was a very, very close friend to Jannie. I knew him for at least 10 years. And when I heard this news many weeks ago, yeah, it really hit me hard because he was always there, But anyway, let me read out what I prepared. Yeah. So 1 second. So I first met Jan around 2013 or 2014 in a video game called Team Fortress 2. My first impression of him was that he was a very unique person. He was very eager and ambitious in the game, but I would later learn that he would apply these character traits to basically anything he set his mind to. Over the years, we played together and talked about various things, a lot of deeper topics such as philosophy in life, psychology, behavior, relationships, and so on. And even at a young age, he had very interesting takes on life, and that made him very fun to chat with. I was definitely very happy to have met someone like that, and I still am. In 2020, we started spending even more time together when Corona happened. Everyone was online a lot more than usual, and we were able to establish and join some online and gaming communities, such as the one we're on right now, where we would learn to, we would meet new people almost every day and play with them and chat with them constantly. Everyone that, excuse me. Anyway, so everyone that met Jan knows how contagious his positive energy was, trying to rally everyone together and start activities that we would all enjoy very much. He would always make us laugh and interact with each other in new ways and hype us up. And in these communities, he represented the glue that held us together during those difficult times, and his intentions were made a great impact on all of us. There was a group of people that came to visit me personally here in Bulgaria, in Varna, in 2021. For those who don't know, I've been studying medicine here in Bulgaria for the last 4 or 5 years. And it was also a great opportunity for a group of people that wanted to do a small vacation to come here and to see me in person. And it was the first time I met Jan in person. This was a very memorable time. He instantly clicked with a lot of university friends of mine and proved once again how incredible his social skills were. Even people who barely knew him, people who barely got to know him during his visit told me afterwards that he was a very cool person. The next couple of years, we chatted regularly through some good and bad times for both of us. We were always reliable to each other, and when it came down to supporting the other one or just to have a good time, he would always brighten my day no matter what. When I think of Jan, or as we often call him, Jannie, it's always associated with positive things introduced to my life. I already miss him a lot, and every time I want to share a new song to get his opinion or send a funny online meme that I found to get him to laugh, I feel this heartache. I will never forget him. He was a big part of my life, and I'm glad to spend so much time with him. Rest in peace, Jannie. So that was.
Thank you very much, Cody. That was insane.
Thank you as well.
It came from the bottom of the heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote so much more. I spent the last couple of days trying to, put everything together in a summary because I was writing so much about all those years we spent, chatting and online and playing video games, things that seem trivial at first, but in very difficult times, it does help you a lot to have someone there to share these moments with. And he was definitely one of the most active persons in my life during those times, and I'm really, really happy that I got to know him. So I'll share some words from Saduna. For context, Saduna, as I already mentioned, she was also a community member in the servers that we made. She was playing, I think, Valorant or other games with us. And this was around 2020, 2021, when she was also highly active in the servers. And this is what she wrote. Hi, Jannie. I know this won't reach you in this lifetime anymore, but I just wanted to say that you were a huge part of my life during the COVID lockdown, and I'm really grateful for being able to know you. You were so kind, and you were such an amazing friend to me and to everyone around you. You never judged, and you never made anyone feel like they don't belong. You were always so welcoming. This very sad news made my heart ache, and all memories we shared together started going to the surface. And I am so grateful for being able to call you my friend, even though we haven't spoken for quite a long time. I remember how calm you were when we were playing Valorant together, and even though I wasn't very good, you still found some time to play with me. You made everything so much fun. I also remember how you tried to connect our computers together so we could play a game together, but since my PC was shit, it didn't work. We still had a good laugh about it. I hope your last days were full of joy and full of people you love the most. Thank you for everything. I will be missing you greatly. Rest in peace, Jannie, from Saduna. Yeah. And as I also told Max, I was around half an hour ago, or more like an hour ago now, I was speaking to Rodlers. He was also one of the people who was very close to Jannie back then. I think he's working right now, so I'm afraid he can't be here. But he also expressed, um, yeah, he expressed the value that Jannie had to him, the impact he made on his life, and he was also very happy that he got to know him and got to spend time with him. I'm sure he will send his own message his own way. Maybe he will join later on. But yeah, he was definitely grateful for Jannie, and of course very sad about what happened. Yeah.
Just wanted to say I can't talk for 5 minutes because I'm gonna be driving ATV home.
Yeah, no problem. Speaking of which, hello Rattlers. So we just read out some texts and we said a few words. Max already told us a little bit how the funeral went. He can't talk right now because he's I think in transit. I think he's exiting the train, or somehow indisposable to talk. But it's actually a great timing because I think everyone said what they wanted to say so far. Maybe more will be added. I think we should also think of this as like it doesn't have to be strictly things we prepared. We can just say whatever it comes to our minds, sort of like a podcast in a way. You can just, open up, say whatever, have a discussion. And yeah. So if you want to say something, Rattlers, go ahead.
Well, I think I said to you how I really felt in the moment. But like, yeah, it's just he's just such an inspirational guy. How one person can have so much energy for everybody, and there's no favoritism as such. There was no, one person's better. As you were saying before, you never heard him say a bad thing about anyone, and like that's true. I think everyone can remember that he was the last person to stir anything, to add flame, and he was always the guy that would be there to chill out. Okay, come on, guys, let's see both sides. Okay, relax. Good guy, man, who just had his own vices, and the vices, everyone has has their problems, and I wish. All I can say is I wish, I mean, I'm sure he had good support, but it'd be nice to know, yeah, how his life was like this last year, because all I know is like the last month it got really good, but yeah, he's a very special guy, and just his way, like, who else can bring random people together, and who else? This is a testament. Who else can pass away online and get like a bunch of people all of a sudden like reflecting and deep and getting inside themselves? Like that would never happen for anyone else,
Yeah.
The testament already to who he is, and may he rest in peace, and may he be happy, and may he look down on us and laugh every time we fuck up.
All right.
And,
thank you, Rattlers. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that he had such a unique personality You don't see that a lot these days, you know. We all once in a while we meet that one person that doesn't only have like these kind of leadership skills, but also has the charm to make everyone feel good about themselves. And that is something that was so unique about Jan. When I think about him, he was always putting so much effort into making people believe in themselves and, you know, click with each other, having, you know, a good time. And that's what I think he had such an amazing vibe to him, you know, such an amazing person in general. Because of course, you know, like he didn't have the easiest life. You ask how his last year was. I don't have all the details, but I can definitely tell you that it was a very hard year for him because I think this last couple of months he figured out that he wanted to go to this gaming college. For those who don't know, he was he enrolled in some sort of college, which was like a semester or 2 semesters, where he would go to some sort of what do you call these in English? Like the where you stay there all the time. It's like in
Boarding school.
yeah, like yeah, more something like a boarding school kind of thing where you're like living there, you know. And he would already buy gear like a new headset and a new mouse, and you know, and he was
That's
very hyped up, you know, to go to this college or school or whatever. So definitely during his last moments, he was very happy and very hyped. You know, before that, yeah, he was living in Tonsberg. He had quite a lot of troubles. You know, with money. He was a bit isolated. Like he had things that I'm sure we've all faced at once. But for him, yeah,
But also, if I can stay there, because you said that perfectly. Stuff we all go through, right? Except it's how you react to that situation. That when you go through it, you know, us when we go through something or someone else, we'll complain. We make other people, you know, feel what we're going. You know, but him, it's like one of these people that because he go through this shit, he doesn't want other people to feel that like that. You know, like he used the suffering to. You come out of suffering in two ways. You either come out cynical, you know, and you bring everyone down, or you just come out like this beautiful person, which what he was, you know, and who doesn't want someone to suffer like himself. And so, you know, very much like I don't know how to word it really, but like, you know, a people pleaser, but on a good level, you know, like I consider myself, you know, to a certain level of people pleaser, but like not because you want people to like you, but because you want people to be happy, you know, like you want people to feel good energy, and I really saw that in him, you know, just like he could easily have a million reasons to be cynical and annoyed and, you know, angry and whatever, but he did the opposite, you know, which is very special, as you say. Anyway.
Yeah, he was, in my opinion, like the true altruist. Yeah, he had took pleasure in seeing other people happy, and that is something that I caught on when I met him, and I knew he was a very, very special person because he had these feelings. You know, he went through a lot of hardship in his life. He went through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. You know, I mean. I don't know. Like he went through things that people in don't go through most of their lives. You know, very traumatic things, very horrible experiences, and he came out of on top of that. You know, he would always survive these inner conflicts and these extreme situations. And I was amazed because I've had experience with people who've had, you know, psychiatric conditions that are spawned by you know, PTSD, traumatic things, and he was someone that turned everything, as you just said, into such a positive outcome, and there's like a silver lining kind of thing, and that was so amazing about him. You know, he was a fighter. He was definitely a fighter. You know, and I really admired that of him. He was definitely the kind of person that you need to look up to. You know, to live life the way he did. Of course, minus
I
the
could
devices. Yeah.
because I was talking with his father a lot today, and we were also talking about Jannie being the kind of person not really caring about himself when it comes to happiness of other people. Like he would hurt himself even, to make other people happy, kind of. So he told me stories of, like, they were skiing and he was on a snowboard, and at some point he just fell on his back and he fell on like both of his hands. So I'm just gonna put it here. He was like falling like this, and he hurt him pretty bad, and he's like, yeah, he can't drive anymore. He hurt his wrists really bad, and there were those three small children who really liked Jannie and looked up to him, and they were skiing and they wanted to ski with him, and so he was like, yeah, okay, let's go on, let's keep on skiing. So he was skiing with them until the very end, until the like everything closed down. And when they got home, it was still like, oh, it's hurting so much. And then they were having dinner, and his father saw he couldn't even fucking hold the fork, something is wrong. So they went to the hospital, and like from both his hands, the knuckles or something on the sides completely broke or something. So he was like completely fucked, but still with the pain and everything, he was keep on going because the children were so happy, and he saw that he made them happy. And so like it's just adding up to how we know Jannie and how he was, with all the dramas and ups and downs, of course. But the person he really was, like, it's intense.
Of course. It's like I said, I've never met anyone like this. Of course, I'm biased myself because I was a close friend to Jannie, so I can always talk him up and say, "Oh my God, what an amazing person! Well, what a unique character." But I think everyone who met him, even for a brief time, they can all, be the witnesses of how impactful his vibe was, his intentions. He was such a pure person. Always wanting the best for people, and that's definitely a great loss for for humanity that we lose someone like that. Of course, we shouldn't look at it like that, as Max said. We should think of the positive things. But I think what we can also take away from this is that when we meet someone like Jannie, we need to cherish them. They need to know how amazing they are. Even though if they're going through a lot of bad things, they need to know that they are such amazing human beings, and everything they do, hopefully, like comes back to them in some point. Life is not always fair, but I would have definitely wished for Jannie to accomplish his dreams. It would have been a great success and a win for everyone. But yeah, life sometimes is very cruel and random. So sadly, it did not work out that way. Yeah. All right, let me see if someone else wrote something in the chat. No, I think everyone. I had a message from someone else asking for the Discord yesterday, but I think he couldn't be here. Yeah, I think I don't see anyone else right now online who's trying to join.
Maybe I just wrote Darius.
Yeah, I think it could be him. I think he also wanted to maybe join, but like I said, it's not apparently possible for a lot of people, so that's all right. Yeah. All right. Well, I think if that's if that's all for everyone, I mean, unless we want to talk about something else, more memories of him. I don't know what else we can do right now.
How did you meet Cody? How did you meet Jannie? Like,
yeah. So
do you remember? I guess it was Steam.
Yeah, I remember specifically. We were playing Team Fortress, and back then there were like custom servers you could join. I think you can still do that, but it was more the normality back then. You wouldn't join official servers. You would always join custom servers. And I met Jannie. He was a moderator or an admin of one of these bigger event servers. It was a server with it had like 20, no, I think 30, 40 slots for people to join. And they would all fight like one mini boss. So it's like a co-op server where everyone fights one boss. And I met him there, and he was already very popular, very liked by the community. Everyone was very happy that whenever he joined,
Of course.
he was, I think, 13 or 14 years old. Like, he was very young, but not a lot of people knew this, because he used a voice changer back then. So he made his voice sound deeper. So when he would talk,
I can remember.
yeah, he was talking in the server, and maybe people didn't notice right away, but you could hear the distortion of the voice, right? And then
Yeah.
when he added me and we started talking and hanging out more, and he told me eventually his real age, and I was like, yeah, it's okay, no problem, like it's not a problem for me, because I think
Yeah.
a lot of us who have played games before, we know that, let's say, people with like squeaky voices, like younger, hearing voices, they're not instantly welcomed by other people, right? Because they think they're annoying, or they think, oh, he's clingy, or he's not mature enough, or he's just a kid. But the reality of it is that a lot of people play with people of all ages. You play with people who are 15 years old or 50 years old. You never know. It's just about playing the game. Anyway, I met him. We started hanging out more. And yeah, eventually we just, regularly chatted and played. I think that was my senior year of high school back then. I was like 18, 19, I don't know. And I had a lot of time to play because I think it was already, after my exams, so I had lots of time. Yeah. And that's where I met him. Yeah. But as I said in my text, it was it wasn't always like it has been the last 4 or 5 years. Like, he was an active gamer back then, and then he was offline a lot. Like, he took an interest in his social life, as normally you do when you're like 14, 15. You start dating, you start
Playing DJ, going to raves. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so he would only occasionally send me texts, and sometimes he would send me selfies and ask, how do I look, these kinds of things to just stay in contact. And then later, when he was a bit older, I don't even know, 19, 20, I don't know, we started chatting a lot more. And I think the peak of the friendship was definitely, as Saduna also said in her text, during the lockdowns, the COVID lockdowns, when we all met,
And that was
basically.
the big time V-Force. V-Force.
Exactly. That's when everyone had lots of times on their hands. Everyone was online and playing and hanging out, and that's when I started hanging out again with him after a long break. But yeah, up until then,
That was also the time vacation together.
Sorry.
That was also the time. After that time, we went to vacation together.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we together, and Felix as well. High on emotion. Oh, maybe I should call Felix if he wants to join. I have his number.
If you want, but I think it's okay. I mean, you told him. Everyone basically knows, and if they have time, also
tell him.
My brother also wanted to join. Nacho. He wanted to join as well, but he's also at work, so it's okay. I get it. It's Friday. Not everyone has time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write him real.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I mean, what an impact, Jannie. What an impact he had on my life. I'm sure your guys' lives as well. Yeah, he had a very strange. I also was thinking of the things that he introduced into my life. Like very strange but really cool music. He introduced a lot of like Netflix series that I never would have watched without him, like Norseman. He made he made so many jokes that were like insider jokes and these kinds of things. And yeah, his mission in life was just to make people happy and make them laugh, and that was what he basically enjoyed the most. And I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, Max. Though, like, if it's possible, do they to visit some sort of symbolic grave or something like this? Is that something the family planned to have? Maybe like
Yeah.
yeah.
What the family planned, I already told you about, is like it's gonna happen in the next 6 months. It's gonna be like they're gonna like throw the ashes in a lake in a really beautiful spot. Because the lake, I think, is also connected to the sea, and Jenny loved traveling and stuff. So they figured like beautiful spot. He likes traveling. He's gonna be everywhere, Yeah. So that's like
Sorry. I don't know, like random idea I just had, could be stupid. Could we make a bench for him or something?
a bench.
Like, I don't know if it's typical in your countries, but over here, when someone passes, sometimes we'll make a bench. Like for them, we'll fund a bench and then have their name on the bench, at the top.
Public bench. Right?
Yeah, a public bench, so people can use it, and then like like if anything, I'm sure he'd be happy if now people get to sit down and chill because of him. It was a nice view somewhere.
Oh, Felix, you see? Knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Camera.
Because I'd be more than willing to contribute to that if that was an idea. That was.
It sounds like an amazing idea. I haven't heard of it.
I also like the idea
really
a lot. But that's also what I was asking, Max. If the family is thinking, of course, you told me that about the ashes, but
I can't know. I can't tell you. I've been asking them about real how do you say, shrine or whatever, like where you can actually just sit there and think about him or chill with him in a spiritual way. I have to ask them. I don't know. They're gonna do the ashes in the next 6 months. They're gonna let me know. I'm maybe gonna fly out again when they put the ashes, but I'm not sure because Norway is pretty expensive. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, because I would definitely I this is something I regret not doing, obviously, and I'm very sad about it. But I wanted to visit Norway in connection with
Yeah, no, there's a reason,
Yeah, of course,
Don't worry about it.
But if I do, and I definitely want to visit Norway at some point, I would love to at least go to the town he was in, or like at some place that is of some sort of
I can show you around places that have some Jenny values, like where we have been hanging, where we've been chilling, where we've been just walking, maybe shopping, whatever.
Yeah, anything like that. I mean, I love Rodler's idea.
What's it called again? Porsgrunn?
Porsgrunn,
yeah.
Oh, in the last 2 years, he was living in Tonsberg, it's called.
Tonsberg, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was too fond of Tonsberg, to be honest, because I mean he was there for most of the last 2 years, but I think his experiences in Tonsberg were not that great. So I don't know if maybe it's better
in Porsgrunn as well.
Yeah,
Porsgrunn, it's really close to Skien, and Skien is like a really dark area. You could say like there are a lot of spots where you should maybe not go out alone or with I don't know. It's just dangerous. It's a dangerous city. So there he also did some stupid shit.
We'll figure it out. Hopefully, there could be something symbolic, that we can see.
I'm gonna let you know about in comparison.
Max, how did you meet Jannie?
We were playing Valorant beta, and he was like, "You're all fucking niggers," and I'm like, "You're the biggest nigger." And I was like, "What are you talking about, man? You wanna knuckle up or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, come to Discord. I'm gonna fuck you up." And then it was settled.
Yeah.
something like that. And I remember I was smoking a bong, and he was just like raging in game. And during he was raging, I was just like smoking the bong, so no one could understand shit. And I was like, "Oh, my man!" And then, yeah, of course we were waving.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason that game definitely brought a lot of us together. Valorant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So, just so you know, I've been telling a little bit about how the funeral was, like how it went down. We were saying some things, like Cody was saying some words from Saduna as well. If you want to say something Jenny related, or if you want to have some words to him or something, this whole memorial is getting recorded for Jenny's family as well, in order for them like to see some of his other friends that could not attend to the funeral, or that he has known over the time from online gaming and stuff, and they would be really interested. And so yeah, I just thought if you want to say something or have anything, or if you just want to listen, it's also no problem, of course.
Yeah, I was telling them also, Felix, maybe this is also a good starting point for you if you want to say something. That Jannie introduced many things in my life, and one of the things that he introduced to my life, which I to this day I think is such a genius invention, is the TV series that you showed him. Norseman from Netflix. When I've seen that series so many times, and I love that series. It's so funny and it's so cleverly made. And every time I watch that, I'm definitely thinking of Jannie and the trip that you guys made to Varna. And yeah.
Oh, which series is this?
It's called Norseman.
Norseman.
It's basically
Norseman's like a Norwegian comedy, like Viking comedy show.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
I'll watch the episode later. If you write it in the Discord chat.
You should. It's I don't know if it's still on Netflix though, but if it is, you should watch it. It's incredibly funny. Maybe not everyone likes that type of humor because it's very Norwegian humor, that they say things that is like dead serious, but there's a joke behind it because it doesn't take itself seriously and these kinds of things. So
yeah.
And I love that type of humor. It's really amazing. It's tailored to my personality, I feel. And Jannie loved it. Of course, Felix loved it. But yeah, that was a great thing.
I loved it too.
So yeah,
The fire. I think.
If I wanted to say something, it would be like something like the most amazing thing that I remember of this all is that he was able to bring us all together. Like he met us somewhere online and just like invited us to join, and I like what group got out of this all.
Basically,
we had such an amazing time together, like not only playing, like enjoying life together.
Yeah.
Or like enjoying talking together, discussions, like watching movies, like all the stuff we did together. Also the trip, it was really nice. So it's just unfortunate how this all ended then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I for a moment, in me getting like in the entire relationship I had with John, if we talk a little bit more about like this serious topic, which is drug abuse, in many instances of my relationship with Jannie, I thought that it could get to this kind of point. I always thought he was testing his limits to such extreme measure, like to such extreme lengths, that one day it would. Sorry.
Yeah, he was always trying, like drug-wise, he was always trying to break through the top.
Yes.
Even like not even reaching the limit, going above it,
Yes.
which is it's his way of takes in many things in life. But when it comes to drugs, of course, it's a different topic.
Yeah, and he had a very I would say progressive view on drugs. He knew that, for example, I was the complete opposite. I'm definitely against drugs in general. Like I occasionally drink something. Very rarely I will smoke something. But he was he dwelled he indulged in so many like different levels and different substances that he was on a whole different level. And I was always scared for when he was telling me he was gonna do certain things back in the day, not recently, but back in the day, I was always scared that it would end badly, and this is something that I feel is something also that you can take away from it, like that substances can destroy such beautiful lives, and I'm very sad about it, because this is definitely not something that he intended. This is definitely not something that he, in my opinion, understood fully, because he would always go by how he felt. He would not go by, oh, is this good or bad? Is this dangerous or not? Is this something that's been done before? He would always go by how he felt about it. And in many ways, that's a great attitude to have in life, right? Like just do it, basically, like that meme, right? Just do it. But in other ways, I feel like this is the ultimate the ultimate price to pay, and I'm really angry at him as well. That he had to go that far. But I don't know. I hope that we also take this as a lesson in a way, and when we meet someone like Jannie again, and we know that they may have a problem, or that they're in very dangerous territory, that we just be aggressive about telling them that they're doing. I mean, it sounds a bit weird to say it now like this, but I don't know. It feels like I was talking to, what's her name? I was talking to I was I don't know if you guys know her. She's a friend of Johnny's. They were talking about this new drug that he was trying out. I don't know if many of you know the details about what happened. I think it's okay to say, don't you?
Yeah, let me know. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So I already wrote in the chat that he was trying out this new opioid drug that what was it called? Nitacine or something like that. I don't know. It's a very potent.
It's called
Sorry.
protonitazine.
Yes, that one.
Protonitazine.
Yes. It's something that even I don't know, and I asked a few of my like doctor colleagues or whatever, and they also barely know it, because it's a very new drug, and it's a very new like synthetic drug. To summarize it, it's an opioid drug, so it's a drug that acts as I'm not gonna get too medical about it, but it's definitely a very dangerous drug, because if you take it, it can stop your breathing, right? Because it's a very potent drug. For example, if you are hurt somewhere, right? Like, or you're doing an operation, they sometimes give you a smaller dose of certain anesthetics. For example,
Blocking
fentanyl.
like the nerves or what? Like, isn't like blocking the communication between the brain and the lungs, for example, or what?
Something like that. Yeah, it suppresses suppresses your breathing basically, and just to put it into context for the people who are not very much aware of these kinds of drugs.
It's like stopping reflex, and during sleeping.
Exactly. And he was taking this new drug that it's like 3 or 4 times more lethal than any drug you can find in a hospital, right? It's extremely potent. But he was taking it because I think it was helping him with sleep, So he was trying to take it not as a like recreational use. He was trying to use it medicinally. At least that's what he told me for, one time. I didn't know he was actively taking it. I feel a little bit bad about not asking him more about it, because he only told me once that he was looking into that drug, and later on I learned that he was actively taking it almost every day. At least that's what some people thought. I don't have any confirmation of this. But yeah, the night that sadly he passed away. Sorry.
It is confirmed. You're right. He has
No,
been
I
using
mean
it for 1 week.
it is confirmed now, but I didn't know back then. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I only knew that he was looking into that drug. I didn't know how much he took, or I didn't know he was taking it regularly. So yeah, the night that he died, sadly, I was with him on Discord. I was playing a Jackbox game on another server, and I think it was like 3 or 4 a.m. and then he was going to bed, and apparently he took I don't know how much of this drug, but he took a fair amount of it, and then he went to sleep. And that's sadly the last thing he ever did, because as we already said in the call, this this drug suppresses your breathing. So basically you're sleeping normally, and then it takes effect, and then you stop breathing, and there's no one around that can do anything, basically. Even though he said he took precautions, and he had some sort of antidote called naloxone, which basically is an antagonist, right? Like it's like an antidote to this sort of drug. But how can he take that if he's alone in a room and he just goes to sleep, right? It's not very effective. So yeah. Sorry, what?
Yeah, no, it's a good idea, of course, to have it. Everyone that like is taking stuff like that should have something like Antoniga, whatever it's called. But yeah, as you said, it's
Yeah. How are you gonna administrate that if you're just going to sleep, and then the drug takes effect so quickly sometimes that you just stop breathing. Yeah. And then he was sleeping at his parents' house, and then the day after they found him. In his bed. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure at first we didn't know if this was intentional. We didn't know if something else went wrong. But with time, we confirmed basically that
yeah, like
yeah, that this was
the
basically an
police.
accident.
It was like looking through his phone and everything. So basically, everything is documented. There's also a news report about him, and then in the newspaper. I'm not sure. And basically, it was like the exact how it happened. Basically, I think I already told you, Cody. It was like he took one drop of the protonitazene, and after 1 hour or two, he was writing in a drug forum that he took one drop of it, but he didn't achieve what he wanted. Like he couldn't fall asleep, or I don't know. And then he most likely took 1 or 2 more drops, and like the autopsy says he died at 2 a.m., which is like 1.5 hours after he has written something in the drug forum. So yeah, it's basically pretty clear what happened with the police work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it was like 100%. It was not intentional.
no,
Of
it was
course.
not intentional. We thought there, because you never know what someone who dies at such a young age. You never know the circumstances, if there was depression or something else involved. But in this case, it was basically an accident of him, to overdose like this. But yeah, like I said, it was not his first time that he was testing out his limits. And yeah, like I said, this is a drug that is a big problem in many countries right now. But yeah, anyway, just some information about that.
Like I heard weed and stuff is getting scuffed with it as well. So people that not only take this drug are getting affected by it.
Yeah.
Just to spread some awareness.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Well, I didn't. I'm not sure how it went after Norway when we visited him back then, but I had a feeling like back then that it's going down somehow in some way. I feel like I distanced myself a little bit from Jannie. I didn't have much contact with him either. Because I had a feeling he was like, when we visited him, Max and me, it was like somehow he was only looking for the next shot, kind of. I don't
Yeah, when
know.
we it was a really bad time.
Yeah. Did that get better?
Asian feeling and stuff, so that's also probably had a little effect on the appearance, but still.
I mean, I guess you could say it got better in the last months of
Mhm.
you know. But I think that was a long time ago when you visited him.
Yeah.
He was I think ups and downs. You know, it went better then
Yeah.
worse, better than worse. I think this was a lot of his life. These last couple of years. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, eventually I think it got better, but like I said, I think this drug was not. I think when I think of Jannie and why he took drugs in general, right? I think I'm talking
Mhm.
about like the more heavier stuff. I'm not talking about like weed or things that you take at parties. I think that is just more for like the experience of it. I think when I think of him when he's taking more of these more dangerous and um, more yeah, like heavier drugs. I think it was definitely a way for him to cope with trauma and pain and a lot of like things that maybe affected him even in his last days. Um, you know, this is something that sadly I told him also. One of my last conversations with him was that he was telling me about a dream he had and some details that he told me. I told him, "Hey, this sounds great, and I'm really glad that you're, sharing this dream with me." But he was also very self-critical of himself during this, during this time. And I told him,
Mhm.
"Hey, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to talk to a therapist or to talk to someone about it." And this is something that I'm a bit mad about the Norwegian system is that he tried to look for help
Mhm.
at least this is what he told me, but they didn't take him seriously enough to consider him someone that needs more guidance and more help, and because I feel like if he had gotten the right guidance and the right counseling, these kinds of things, maybe he would have been able to cope with life without having to use, these heavier drugs. Obviously, this is easier said than done. This is very, very difficult to achieve, especially after years and years of substance abuse. But I talked to him many times about this, and yeah, it could have helped him. But yeah, it's something that a lot of people struggle. They have very difficult lives, very traumatic experiences, and this is usually when they
Yeah.
turn to these heavier drugs, and it's really hard to get rid of that. And then you go the next step and the next step and so on. So yeah.
Yeah. Usually I think the drugs are usually. How do you say it? Do you know the experiment, Cody, with the rats that they did with drugs?
Which
Uh,
one?
I'm pretty sure they test every drug with rats.
No, like the one they did, like they had an empty cage only with water with drugs in it
Okay.
and normal water, so that they could choose basically, and they provided like a rat paradise, like with toys and such. And the interesting thing was that basically the rats in the paradise didn't go for the drug water; they only went for the normal water. And the ones that had an empty cage, like not a joyful life, they went for the drugs.
Oh,
Really?
right.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
So
I
it,
didn't know
it
that.
got a lot to do with depression and such, I guess.
definitely. I think, to me at least, it seems very logical that when you have you're having a lack of lack of joy, lack of fun. You're isolating yourself. You have a series of failures in life, and I think this is the typical time when people tend to go to drugs, because it's kind of like an easy way to achieve these feelings, and then addiction is then extremely likely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe he missed something in his life as well. Like, I don't know. Maybe Norway wasn't the best for him. I guess I think that's why maybe he was always online also, because he was looking for people to enjoy time with
Yeah.
that he could not do in his real life, basically, because
Yeah, it's very possible. He was definitely a people person. Like, he was not isolating himself on purpose. He would always look for someone.
yeah,
So yeah, his behavior to me was definitely of someone that is still looking to find himself, to find
mm,
maybe a job that he's good at, some good friends in real life that he can always hang out with, partner,
no,
these kinds of things that give balance to your life. He was still in search. I mean, but he was 25. He was still very young, and
no,
yeah, I'm not. This is why I'm really sad about it as well. If you look at it from that way, that he could have found exactly what he needed in the next couple of years, maybe. But
mhm,
yeah, that's just how it turned out, sadly.
no.
All right. So, anyone else wants to say something?
I would like to share a bit. I'm
Yeah.
very low on battery, so my phone might die during this. But I met Jenny 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, and it was honestly like an instant connection. I don't think I've ever met anybody as wonderful as Jenny. And I don't know. The person that I am today is not even mostly. It's 100% thanks to Jenny. He made such a big impact on my life, and even though I was only 12 when I met him, I was going through some really hard stuff, like the average kid stuff. I don't know. And he was always there. He would always have a solution to everything. He would always know how to help me. And throughout these 4 years, we would be very close, except for the last couple of months. I'm not sure why we got that distant. I think it was like more, being busy with life and stuff. And when I heard the news, I felt very guilty because I don't know, I didn't even talk to him that much. We were sending each other really funny reels and all, and that was the most of our communication. And I think it was like 16th of August when he texted me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he told me that we should catch up. And I was really busy. So I told him like, "Yeah, I will let you know when I'm free." And I don't know, it just when I heard that he's not here anymore, I don't know, I felt so bad and so guilty. I honestly don't know. It's very confusing. Like I don't want to share too much because I wrote so many pages, but I feel like the most important thing is that I don't know, he was there all the time and he was the most positive person ever. And even though we were kind of distant, he would always be there for me and he would always tell me like I can tell him if something's wrong and stuff. And I don't know. I remember the last time we spoke, he told me something like I can finally smile at the world and feel it smiling back at me, and that was so refreshing to hear from him, considering that I kind of know what he went through and that it was really, really bad. So hearing just something so positive from a person that went through so much was really, really nice.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's very nice to hear. Definitely, I'm not surprised that of the positive effect he had on so many people we might not even know who are not even here. Everyone he touched, digitally, physically, whatever, is just so grateful that they knew him. So yeah, thanks for sharing. That was very nice. I'm pretty sure the family will appreciate that as well. Yeah.
I will say, like, sort of following on from that, what you just said, um, it was, the most important thing isn't money. It isn't like many things that people think that's important, but it's the time you give to someone. That's the most precious thing you can do. And I think something we can all relate is how Jannie gave us like as much time as we needed. He was always there for everyone. And also that you didn't have to feel guilty, like you'd have one problem, you write to him something, and you receive a paragraph. It's not like ignored, and he put time, so much time he put into people. And I think that's really the magical thing, because so nowadays it's impossible to get 5 minutes of attention from somebody, and this guy would give us hours of attention. He would be there all night building a server to look nice in the nicest font, just for us to enjoy, right? And so I will just say, like, he was one of those guys that really gave his time. And for what I know about the world, that's like the best thing you can give.
Yeah. Yeah, I often think there's a curse to people who are, I mean, not, curse is a strong word, but I feel that I can relate a lot to how Jannie was. Someone that likes to please people, right? Someone who is altruistic and enjoys seeing people happy. I feel like because his character was so extreme, he was so dedicated to this personality trait that I feel like it could have almost been a little bit of a curse, that he was always thinking too much of others and maybe not so much about himself, and this is something that I feel like is very sad in I don't want to just say this is sad, but I'm thinking also if we devote so much time to other people and we help them and we are giving so much of ourselves to them, we should also take care of ourselves. I don't know if this was something that Jannie was lacking, a little bit of self-awareness, that he was missing a very crucial aspect to life, which is to take care of yourself, maybe because I'm also a little bit like this. I used to also maybe put other people in front of other people's needs and before mine, and this can only go well for so long. At some point you neglect your own health, you neglect things that you might need to function properly, because you feel nice about having helped someone else, or having made someone else happy. So
Yeah.
this could also be something to take away from Jannie's extreme altruism, that he was so caring and so thoughtful to the point of almost even maybe ignoring his own health, his own mental health. I'm not saying people should be more selfish, but definitely being selfish can also be beneficial. And if someone says, "Hey, I need to talk, I need to play, I need to do this," but you're struggling, maybe it's also a very good idea to just take care of yourself first before you help others. That's something I wanted to add to that.
This is, by the way, a spot that Jannie showed me.
Yeah. Oh,
In
where is
Porsgrunn.
this? That's Porsgrunn.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's nice.
There's like the street. You go up there, and here we were always smoking a joint. So I thought like I'm gonna just chill here and smoke one as well.
Sure.
A little memorial.
You're in Norway, Max?
Yeah, I'm in Norway.
Yeah, he went to the
Yeah,
he went to the funeral.
it's actually
Was it these days?
Yeah, it
Or
was
how long
today.
are you saying already?
Today.
it was today at 12:30.
Oh,
Yeah, this is why we wanted to do this little event
Mm.
because now it's kind of like a day dedicated to Jannie, and I thought maybe people want to rally together, share some thoughts, and Max had the great idea of recording it, so maybe people who can't be here tonight can still look at it.
Chinese family as well. They would
Jannie's
be
family,
really
of course.
enjoying that.
Yeah. Even though we're speaking English, they all speak perfect English, so I think they're no problem for them.
yeah, sure.
Norwegian are pretty good in English in general.
Yeah. I think we lost Anastasia, or I think her phone might have died.
Yeah, she said something like low battery, so I guess
Yeah.
she left.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But I'm glad she spoke out, and we got that
Yeah.
recorded.
Maybe she needs a time. Who knows?
Yeah. Is someone else wants to say something?
I mean, I haven't said anything yet, but I still can't find the words. But actually, some days ago, when been a little bit sad because I was like thinking about Jannie and stuff. Then I just realized that some weeks ago he sent me a meme. So I went on Instagram and looked at the meme. And actually, he put a smile on my face again that day. So that was nice, actually, from him. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's the little details, that summarize every little thing he did, just... And especially for people who he might never have met in real life. Of course, we all met. I mean, some of us met in Bulgaria, but I don't know, like Dory and Jannie, I don't know if they ever planned to meet each other in real life,
I remember I wanted to go with you guys when you all like meet each other in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
I regret not being able to come.
Yeah.
But I remember there was many times I was meant to go see Jannie in Norway. Like we planned to go do stuff, and like obviously I was at boarding school, so there just wasn't the time. And it's kind of a shame because now wait, hold on, okay. Because right now like I've got the time, I've got my job, like I'm able to do stuff, and then now he's gone all of a sudden when everything in my life starts working out, which is just like such a shame. Because I wasn't able to meet him in the flesh, which was something that I felt like I have already without it's just a shame not to be able to experience that energy in real life. So I'm forever gonna be thinking about that. But it's nice that he got to see some of his online people. It's nice that he got to make like real life friends out of the online, and that you guys were there for him, because I'm sure he appreciated that more than anything. So yeah.
Let me tell you that like friends that knew him online, most of the guys he was playing with online, we spent more time together with him than actual real life friends, let's say. Because think of the hours and times we've been playing together, like 3 hours that day, next day 4 hours until 5 a.m. or something. So I wouldn't even count it as I haven't seen him in person or whatever. Doesn't matter.
The amount of times we'd fall asleep on Discord, bro. Do you know, like for hours? We'd be there till the next day on Discord. Like 4 people sleeping in the server.
Yeah.
Type shit. Oh man.
Yeah, I remember these days as well. I remember like the time when I like was also doing some sword for Discord server.
And then the spy game was so good.
Yeah, the spy game that Dory introduced to us. Yeah.
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 Was it me with the words?
Yeah, what's it called? Spy game. Was it called spy game?
It was code names
Oh,
or
Codenames.
Yeah,
Yes,
Codenames.
Codenames.
Spy. It was called Spy, wasn't it?
No, I think
I mean,
Codenames.
you had
I-
spies
Yeah,
in it. Yeah,
Spies,
Codenames.
but it's the game is called Codenames.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this was a great game. We had so much fun, and I even remember that we had to make up rules because people kept finding ways to make it easy. Like you would just write a word with like
Yeah.
letters and numbers, and it would be easier to guess than to think of. Oh man, yeah, I remember that shit. That was great. That was
Yeah.
great. And I even this was also a very happy memory for me. The day before he died is the 16th. That was Saturday. I was playing with him and some random American on a different server, and it was 3 a.m. or something like that. It was very late. But he wanted to play the Jackbox game. I don't know if you guys know it. It's basically these like mini games.
I
Like
think we played it together.
he
I
was
remember you guys playing it.
Yeah, I remember something like that too.
he was a big fan of this game, and he wanted to play something, and he wanted to rally their troops together and have people join. But in the end, it was just me, him, and this random American that was there. So only the three of us, we started playing a game where we would just like draw things, and then people had to guess it, and like these kinds of mini games. So
I remember that one. I was
yeah.
so bad at the one you had to guess, man. I was so bad.
But this
Oh,
is
man.
this is like a great memory that you can also take with you. Like the last thing I ever did with him was I did his favorite activity, which was having fun, playing games, socializing with people. This was the last thing I ever did with him, and he was happy. He was laughing. He was, having a great time. Uh, and this is something that I'm definitely. This is how I will remember him. This because this was, this was him. Every day, every minute, he found joy in the little things, and this is how I'll remember him for sure.
Yeah, I want to remember him as well like that. Like the past days, like when we met in Varna, like the fun times like we had, and I mean, me it was like when Max told me about it. Um, I had two feelings, kind of. Um, one was I felt regret that I distanced myself from Jannie, since Norway. Because I already had this with like a few friends. I'm not sure, I'm a little bit older. So I knew some friends from the past as well who have had some issues or bigger issues with drugs and such. And when I met him in Norway and it went down like that, and I thought like, okay, I'm gonna distance myself from him a little bit. And we're gonna have maybe time in the future to catch up again. So now I'm feeling a little bit regretful that we don't have that time anymore. On the other side, I also felt a little bit lucky, basically because I thought, okay, maybe it was better that I was not that close with him anymore to not see him go down, like to. I don't know. It just was the feeling so that I can remember the good times we had together better. Like not the last memories that I had with him was only bad ones.
Yeah,
I wanted to keep it like that.
of course. No, that's normal. I think I think that's very very human that we want to remember, like we want to be with people when we feel like we're not going to be like we're going to contribute to some bad results or bad behavior. you know, like enabling them and saying, yeah, go ahead, you know, do this, do that. I feel like I also did this a lot with him. I told him, hey, come on, you know, try to do things differently. Not because I was telling him how to live his life, but I just, you know, from previous experiences I've also had with people in like the medical field, I told him, hey, this is very, very dangerous. This is, you know, not very nice. Try to be better in some things. And he knew this. He knew this, but I think he was not ready to accept it emotionally. And yeah, I understand what you say, Max. Felix, I understand that you wanted to also save your own feelings like a little bit. You wanted to, you know, maybe in a way help him, you know, by saying, hey, if you continue like this, uh, this is yeah, this is, you know, this is gonna drive people away in a way.
But Cody as well. I think, you know, we very much knew we knew Jannie, you know, and I think maybe, at least in my opinion, if every time he told me, "Oh, I'm gonna do an adjustment" or whatever he used to say, like if I was like that with him, he would just think, "Oh, like this guy just thinks that you know, this is all I do, and I'm not actually a good part," you know, which wasn't true at all. So you know, you sort of look past that, right? And then I think what you're saying is like, should we really have looked past that, you know? And so that's something in my head that every time you'd say, "Oh, I'm going to do an adjustment," take the camera, go like this, point away, point back, you know, I'm there like, "Oh, yeah, oh, you're going to become like Octane," you know? I'm not there like, "Oh, like this shit's fucked up, man. Like, you know, you're going to die." Which was maybe, you know, something that I should have done. But obviously, I didn't know enough about what he was doing, to be honest. I just thought, this is Jannie. This is how he works. This is how he gets more cracked at the game, you know? Like, you don't really think much more to it until you get the news from someone. Like, Max called me when I was in Portsmouth and was like, you just had to say the word Jannie, and immediately I'm like, oh, okay. You know, fuck, you know, like, and then I think the same with Dory. When I talk with her, like, I say the word Jannie, she know, like, we all know deep down, which is the thing that kind of sucks, because it's like, if we all know deep down, this was something we were expecting, deep down, why wasn't it in our conscious a bit more, you know, maybe to, you know, which will always be the devil's advocate. We can always say to ourselves, like, oh, we could have done more, we could have done this, but at the end of the day, at least we were there for him. We knew him. We didn't just look at him like some fucking, you know, drug addict, you know, and just leave him as that. We said all the things that are him, you know. That was just a vice, part of his character. That was, you know, a toxic cancer, you know, and it's a shame we couldn't have done more. But also, I think we'd have distanced ourselves naturally if we did try to do more. You know, like I don't think he was ready for that. You know, necessarily, or maybe I'm talking too much out of it because you know him better than I did.
No,
but you know, at least for
if
me to be able to relate and have
And
fun
we
with
don't have
him,
some wise words there, Rob.
like the last thing you can say to
Something like
someone like in this situation is like, oh, you should stop doing this, stop doing that, you know, because that will they won't see it in the right way. They won't see it as, oh, this guy cares about me. They'll see it as, this guy, you know, is just has some ammo against me or something, you know. But yeah, I do see what you say, but like at the same time, I don't think you could be hard on yourself and say you could have done more, because at the end, as you said yourself, you know, you have to look after yourself to look after others, you know, and he didn't look after himself, which was unfortunate, man. Anyway.
Blaming ourselves anyways, it's just being in denial, kind of, because there's nothing, you know, we could have done or accomplished. We're there for him. We're not psychiatrists or something. If he needs, we under the flower, how you say in German, I don't know how you say it. We were giving him some hints, you know, of this is maybe not the right way. Yeah, you're fucking stupid if you do that. But in the end, you know, he has to come to it himself. Otherwise, there's no other way. So blaming yourself or blaming anyone, it's just unnecessary, I think.
no, for sure. I knew him, I think, very well for many years, and if I thought that I could change his mind, or if I thought that I could have helped him with the drug abuse, I would have done it. I tried many things, and I went to great lengths to make changes, like important changes in his life that I felt he would benefit from, and he also knew deep down that he would benefit from. but he was not ready emotionally to go to the next level of I would say adult life, if you could say it like that, and
You gotta be ready for the change.
yes, you need to accept the change naturally and not just as something someone says. It has to be understood, and it has to be something you want deep down.
Yeah, the impulse have to come from yourself, friends, and your mother, your parents,
Yeah.
your sister.
It
Whoever.
has to come from him. It has to come from him.
Exactly.
There was actually this one
Psychiatrist.
person during this last weeks of the first weeks of August when Jannie was sharing a little bit of his drug use with this one person. She said to him, and I think I started telling you about her. She said to him, Jannie, if you don't stop messing around with these drugs, I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore. She said that to him, and she sent me these texts recently, because she found out that he's no longer with us. And she said, "Look at what I wrote to him. I threatened him to stop being his friend. I threatened to stop talking to him just to convince him to to stop the drug use." And you could see Johnny's replies. He would always sweet talk it and be like, "Oh yeah, I will. Don't worry." But he never did it because he was not ready. He was not willing to do it by himself. Even if you told him, "Hey, if you don't change your ways, you're gonna, this and this and this will happen." Even if you threatened with important things like friendship, I could have said, Johnny, please stop doing that, or I'm not gonna be your friend. I could have said something like that, but even then, I think he would not have stopped completely.
He will.
Go to,
Sorry.
did he ever go to rehab?
Yes, I mean there was some instances where he did try rehab, but not to an extent that it made a big difference. Just to an extent of like short term effect, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
you need something.
I mean, I didn't.
Life you get in that cycle, and then you get in that cycle, it becomes faster and faster, and then you can't even escape. You really need something to just go in the midst of resistance, like rehab, and then for 2 weeks you're like fucking depressed and shit. The other side, and you start learning what it is to appreciate the small thing, and then and it builds up from there. But if you have nothing that ever stops that fucking engine going around, they're never gonna fucking stop, and especially like my own experience with just smoking weed, stopping that is hard enough alone, and then him on all these things, like even like to have come close to death and then come back. Didn't have any of these sort of opportunities to stop heads, which you need,
Yeah, definitely. Felix, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think I can also contribute a little bit to that. I think the issue is they don't like sort out the root with that. What Roger said. So if you go into rehab, they just gonna remove the drugs, but they don't fix the issue which is at the bottom. And until that is fixed, you won't have results that the results that you want from it. So anyway, yeah. Also, I did what I did after Norway was because Jenny he wrote me or like he talked, and I said to him, yeah, Jenny, I came to Norway to experience it with you, like I enjoy the time with you, and I think I wanted. I said to him that he should try to fix his life because you know I don't know how to say it.
I also said to him he can always come back to me when he fixed his life, basically, or like he stopped doing this shit. I'm always gonna be there for him, but I don't want to be part of that as long as he is like that, like until he's not able to do some stuff with his friends when they are visiting him. I wanted to have the Jannie that we had in Varna. I wanted to have the Jannie that we have in Discord.
Yeah.
So well, he never came back to me, so I guess after that.
Yeah, I think we all tried in our own ways to to steer him in the right direction, or at least steer him away from danger. But even after many conversations and many experiences, even really hard and tough ones, it was not enough for him to wake up from it and to really sense that what he was doing was possibly gonna be fatal, and this is something that I have to slowly accept that it's not something that we didn't do. It's something that just didn't happen for a very random and very sad reason. It never clicked with him. No matter what we did, no matter what we said, and this is something that I'm not saying as to like take away any guilt or to just feel better about ourselves. I'm just saying it that many people tried in many different ways, and it was sadly not enough. So yeah, in a way, this was something that was gonna happen sooner or later, even though I don't like to say it like that. But he had this is the good thing about his life, is that he had many people around him that loved him and supported him no matter what, no matter which path he took. And I think this is the good thing we can take away from this, that he was not alone in the end. He was surrounded by people, even if they were not there physically. He was surrounded by people thinking about him, caring about him, and yeah, that's at least what we can take away from it. All right. Yeah.
I don't know if you know what is Top Joy. It's like a drink in Hungary, which has a message in the the thing you put on the bottle, and I just opened one and it said "love to be loved," and I think it's pretty nice to say in this situation. He loved us, and I think a lot of people loved him as well. So
yes,
that's a nice message from a bottle.
Definitely.
As well.
Yeah.
From a random bottle.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just how it is.
I think actually the idea of Radlers to create like a memorial seat or something, he said, it's nice, and we try to make something like that, maybe.
A bench, I think so too. I think it would be nice to have something symbolic of him, something that is just there. That's just
with a really nice view, like a really nice view.
Yeah.
And Max can find the spot.
Yeah. I think I'm currently working on building my my van. So I think next year it is finished. And I could also craft something like a bench or something. Pretty good at welding as well. So I could create.
Yeah, we'll do a group project maybe.
Yeah, so I could create the something, and I think if we plan on doing that, I could also then put it into the van and like drive it to Norway.
That would be lit, man.
And then like we could meet up there or whatever. And
I would like that. Yeah.
yeah, and I got like this gravy set, you know, like where you can gravy something into.
Bro, I'll bring some speakers, bro. Look at this bass, bro. Look at this bad boy, man.
Yeah, so everybody could like grave you a message maybe for him or something like that.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be
down.
nice. A physical object that people can, remember him by.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Maybe like you did the with the blue thing, what you did for yourself. How's it called?
The
The
blue thing?
heart. Yeah, Felix was doing a table for himself with like really
Oh.
pretty
yeah.
blue.
Like epoxy hearts table, you mean?
Oh, it's
The one.
epoxy hearts. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Epoxy table.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that. I would be interested to to immortalize him in a way. Make a bench, make some sort of dedicate something to him. Since
Yeah.
since we don't know if there's going to be a grave or not, I think that
Yeah.
would be nice. All right, I think I don't know if anyone else is joining. I think the recording right now is around 1 hour 45 minutes.
Enjoy editing that.
I don't think I'm gonna edit it. I think I'm gonna just put it raw out there, But I'm gonna wait for some people. I don't know if you know anyone. I don't know if you've had contact with anyone else, like Hasi or Tank or other people who are interested in also sending some words or a message that I could implement in these this video that
Darius wants.
Sorry?
Darius wants to join.
Darius,
Oh,
yeah.
that.
Yeah, anyone.
I'm gonna send him the link one.
Oh, you mean he wants to join
Like
right now?
he wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now he wants. Fuck.
I don't know anybody like left work already and they don't know we are still here. Maybe they want to join today, but I don't know if you know someone like that.
No.
Who
I know
working
only
and that's
a few people that wrote me. Most of them are here or have been here. I know my brother wanted to also join and maybe say a few words or just participate in a way, but he's at work and a little bit busy this weekend as well. So I think he'll be happy to send his regards late differently and just watch the video. So yeah.
Sure.
But like I said, if I do find some people who want to individually record themselves on their phones or whatever and say a few things, like a little monologue or whatever, let them know to send it to me so I can just put it together in a video and then, upload it somewhere.
Like transparent.
Yes.
Okay.
If there are some friends having any memorials or anything to I don't know to add, just we can send it to the family to help them or whatever.
Yes. So I see that Darius joined, but I don't know if Darius, is here.
Yep, of course.
Oh, hello. So we're pretty much already like 2 hours into this whole thing. We already exchanged a lot. I don't know if you want to say a few things or.
Well, I'm not sure if you all remember. Maybe Rollers will remember because I used to be a lot of times here. Rollers, do you remember me?
Of course.
Yeah,
I
you remember me.
that.
All right, cool. Hey, what's up? I haven't been there for a long time. But yeah.
I haven't been here for time either, bro. It's been like 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah.
All in the same boat.
Well,
yeah, man.
Well, yeah, Max told me the news, what happened exactly. Which, it actually kind of broke me, because I've known Jannie for we didn't talk that much last year, but since like I met him in a Valorant game, actually, like out of nowhere, we started talking, and from that point, I've actually like met a lot of new people that like had some impact on my life. So I'd like to thank Jannie for that as well. I'd love to thank him again. So that's basically a big impact on me, honestly.
Oh yeah. We already shared. There were other people here as well that also shared a few words, and I think what we all had in common when in the words we shared is that we all remember him as this person who made a great impact. He wasn't just someone there in the server or in the group.
Exactly.
He was the center of attention, but in a good way. Not someone that wanted to be known or seen, but someone who wanted to provide, joy and happiness to everyone around him. And I think this is what made him so unique and amazing.
Exactly. And if he wouldn't hide himself behind a mask as well. if there's something bad, or just like some bullshit spatting out, he would just say it's bullshit. He wasn't afraid to say anything. Honestly, he wasn't afraid.
It's like Darius said, like he had so much impact on so many people's lives, like
Yeah.
the way he's living and bringing people together and acting, and we could all just be grateful for everything.
Yeah.
It's a great loss, because I think, to me, I feel like people in general, I think also as Rodler said, they are becoming more and more like cut off from others. They are impatient. They are very selfish. You don't meet people like Jannie a lot in life. You meet maybe one or two people like him. I mean, I'm not talking like someone who's been in living for like 60 years, but I feel in general from all the people I've like seen at work and in my own experience, I feel like he was such a unique person that we can all cherish all the memories we made with him. Because we may never find someone like him again. Maybe he was just that unique. Because I honestly can't think of anyone who had the same level of hype, the same level of empathy. His character was so unique that I don't know if I will ever meet someone like that again. So I'm also, like Max said, I'm very grateful that I got to know him for many, many years. Yeah. But as I was saying, I think thanks, man. I was saying that I'm almost 2 hours into the recording. I think we can wrap this up. I don't know if someone else has something else they want to share, or something they want to include in the video, or some questions or comments or whatever.
I'm curious. So, do we all meet Jannie through Valorant apart from you, Cody?
I think so. Yeah, I think everyone here met him in Valorant.
Yeah,
because of the Corona lockdowns that we were all basically playing a lot, and I think
I actually met him by so.
I'm not sure if it was Valorant or a different game. I think maybe he introduced me to Valorant, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
I'm pretty sure I met Jannie in like a random Valorant lobby, but I'm trying to think still how I first met him. But it must have been.
Yeah.
It must have been just random lobby,
I think a nice conclusion is that in the beginning he brought us all together, and in the end he did as well.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Amen.
Indeed. And I'm pretty sure this is not the end. I think this could be like a lesson for all of us that are here, that have been here, that his life might have impacted us for the rest of our lives. Who knows if we meet each other more often in or just hang out more. Who knows? You never know where the road
Everything
may lead.
happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Indeed. I know for my part,
Mhm.
at least, my own experience, if everything goes as planned, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be close to Felix anyway, because he lives next to a hospital that I'm going to be working at. So,
Oh wow.
unless you
Yes.
moved from Würzburg, you're still in Würzburg, right?
Is it
Yeah,
or some?
close to Würzburg.
Okay.
So,
So,
and in my current company, I'm like one or two times a month in Nürnberg anyway. So
there you go, so we're going to be neighbors.
But where is it in Germany or?
So it's like on the southern eastern part of Germany.
yeah, but more in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, more in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like a coincidence that Felix is basically one city next to where I'm planning to go after I finish med school. So I'm pretty sure I might see him more often. I mean, right now I'm in Bavaria, right? Like there's no chance, but maybe.
But
Yeah.
is it close to like Stuttgart or some city like that?
Yeah, it's close to Stuttgart. It's not super close, but it's in the region-ish. It's like maybe 1 or 2 hours, like in the region by car.
Maybe I could visit there as well as in the like next few years because of my company. So
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
sure.
go. Imagine if we
Just
all,
let me know ahead, for
Let's do it.
example,
Let's do
because
meetup.
currently I'm living with my girlfriend in the house here, and we have a house with two Airbnb apartments that we're renting. So if you let me know in advance, I can always save a room.
okay.
I mean, of course, depends on how high the cleaning fee is, but I might do that. But
It's gonna be no costs
yeah,
for you
sure.
guys.
Yeah, and also Max
It's
For
living
free of charge.
in Vienna, it's also not so far away. It's
No.
I mean, we're all in the same ish region. So even if we weren't, even if we were
It's
like,
the same continent. We can't complain.
yeah, exactly. It's still, these are core memories that we will have the rest of our lives. This is something that we can all. This is gonna be part of us either way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So okay, well, I think that might have been it. I think Rodlers is ready to hit the gym, and yeah, and I think from my side that could be like the end to this event. So I want to thank everyone for joining. I think this is going to be very meaningful, very valuable to Jannie's family when they hear this and see this. Also to everyone else who couldn't be here. I'm pretty sure, of course, 2 hours, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of, discussions and words, but I'm pretty sure people who want to have a session of remembering Jannie for who he was, how many people he impacted, this is definitely a great preview of just a few people he impacted. There's so many more. There's servers filled with people who knew Jannie, who loved him, and I'm pretty sure his legacy will forever live on.
Okay.
All right. Well, so that's it from me.
Amen to that.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you again, guys. Nice seeing you.
Likewise
Yeah.
here.
Unfortunate reason, but yeah, it was nice for me to see you again, all of you.
Yeah. May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
All right, guys. So
Alright, guys.
I'll see you around. Thanks you for joining, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.